Parliament has condemned the ongoing attacks and, in some instances, forceful takeovers of state property and institutions by political activists following the change in government.
Among the incidents recorded include attacks on toll booths and government offices, with the police largely indolent. Minority Leader Haruna Idrisu says the actions are a dent on Ghana's democracy.
There is some masquerading celebrating youth who are taking over public institutions in the name of change in government. Notably, the Youth Employment Agency in Tamale, the National Health Insurance, and some toll booths. Mr. Speaker, I must admit that the phenomena is not new, but we need to find a necessary terminal end. Mr. Speaker, the phenomena has a potential to undermine national peace and cohesion.
And the Majority Leader, Oseche Mensah-Bonsu, is questioning why the NDC did not condemn such attacks when they happened 8 years ago.
Mr. Speaker, the events of Agbogbloshie are still evergreen. When the police requested that names be submitted, we submitted names. Mr. Speaker, nobody is justifying anything except I believe that those events were wrong yesterday, and they are wrong today as well. They were wrong yesterday, and they are wrong today. Mr. Speaker, we must discover our voice as a House to condemn what is condemnable. We shouldn't wait until 8 years after to discover our voices. So nobody can justify what is going on today, but we should be even-handed and we should be balanced in our condemnation. That's all that I seek to portray.
And some MPs are also pushing for former Attorney General Martin Amido to be dragged before the House to answer questions over claims the Parliament is corrupt.
Mr. Amido, in his latest epistle, said the House has institutionalized corruption, claiming some ministers designates who appeared before the 5th and 6th Parliament had to pay bribes before being vetted. MP for Impoho Alex Ajikum raised the issue on the floor, but the Speaker asked him to use the right procedure. He wants him to be made to substantiate those allegations.
That can negate all the benefits that Ghana has attained. Ghana's Parliament has been able to care for itself since 1992. So if for some reason 5th, 6th Parliament, you have evidence that there is a canker that has eaten into the fabric of Parliament, to the extent that you are bold enough to say that bribery and corruption has been institutionalized. If they say something has been institutionalized, then it's a very serious thing. It means that you have virtually formed a cartel. Each time any of the MDAs come in, before they are able to achieve whatever they want to come and achieve here, you have to pay some bribe. These are serious things. And I think that going forward, as a fresh Parliament, we must not allow this kind of canker to procreate. It's a procedural thing, and attention has been drawn. The publication in the dailies. From there, what do? A member has raised this thing on the floor. Regardless whether that thing should have been done on the commencement of business of the day or what, I made that assertion with reference to the fact that a select committee has been appointed, appointment committee has been put in place. They are going to vet the appointment of the president's nominees. And these are the very committee which, to me, is being indicted freely without any any kind of challenge. And so I drew the attention that if we are not careful, we will continue as an institution, and at a point in time, before the eyes of the international community, they will see Parliament as nothing.
This has been going on for far too long. People make a lot of accusations, they point accusing fingers at Parliament without having any evidence. You see, that is bad. For instance, to say that the Appointments Committee accept bribe before they confirm people who are vetted, that is in a bad taste. Because I have been a member of Parliament, this will be my 13th year, and I am telling you, nothing of that sort has gone on. If it has gone on and he has the evidence to say that, yes, people who come for vetting pay bribes, then you should come out with the proof. Because it is bad when we just make fleeting statements about Parliament. That's it. This is the yes. So we have to.
So you expect him to, be dragged before the House to answer questions on this?
I am not somebody who supports the idea of dragging people to face Privileges Committee. I am not that sort of person, because what it means is that we will keep on dragging the issue, and then the issue will be out there. At the end of the day, the person comes to apologize, and that is it. The person goes. All those who've been dragged before the Privileges Committee ended up apologizing. You see, so I think sometimes we need to talk to them, and we should ask him to provide evidence, but not being drawn to face the Privileges Committee, but he should provide evidence.
Inflation has dropped marginally to 15.4% for the month of December 2016, and it's the lowest in 18 months. Well, we also know that the 0.1% decline from the November rate of 15.5%, according to the Statistical Service, was mainly driven by non-food inflation.
Deputy Government Statistician Ba Wadier, who announced the new figure in Accra, said the reduction of the price of petroleum products last month may have impacted most of the non-food components.
The rate of inflation has two main components: the food inflation rate and the non-food inflation rate. The food inflation rate for December 2016 was 9.7%, as compared with 9.3% recorded in November 2016. The non-food inflation rate for December 2016 was 18.2%, as compared with 18.7% recorded in November 2016. Now, the non-food inflation rate is more than 1.5 times that of the food inflation rate. That is for December 2016. The non-food inflation rate was 18.2% as compared to a food inflation rate of 9.7%. And this indicates that the non-food inflation rate is more than 1.5 times higher than the food inflation rate.
All right, we'll take you back to Parliament, and we have a compilation of what transpired in Parliament yesterday.
Speaking on the floor, Member of Parliament for Boku Central, Mahama Yariga, described as unconstitutional the President's appointment of a senior minister designate, but the Speaker dismissed the concern.
Mr. Speaker, the nominations made by His Excellency the President mentions Mr. Yao Osafo-Mafo as senior minister. Mr. Speaker, our Constitution only knows Minister of State. The Constitution does not know senior minister. There's no creature like that in our Constitution.
Majority Leader Oseiche Mensah-Bonsu announced the House is going on a break, which will also allow the leadership to compose various select committees of the House for effective work It will also allow the Appointments Committee of Parliament to conduct its public hearings. The minority leader also announced there will be a training program for MPs from 27th January.
Speaker, an induction seminar would be organized for honorable members. It is expected to take place at GIMPA, as the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, from Friday, the 27th of January to Monday, the 31st of January 2017.
Member of Parliament for Akufo-Addo, Frank Anodompre, requested that the seminar is moved from Accra to a more luxurious location outside the city.
Speaker, we are not aware if there is any particular reason for the choice of GIMPA. I recall almost 4 years ago, the same orientation was held at GIMPA. I would have thought that after the pressures of elections, we will relocate to a much serene atmosphere. And so coming from that motivation, Mr. Speaker, I will wish to make some propositions. For instance, Aqua Safari.
This generated a debate on the floor as NDC MPs Richard Kochiga and James Savaji disagreed with the request.
A bit taken aback by the proposition by my colleague on the other side, asking that we should go to Dubai, we should travel all the way to Dubai, for 275 members of parliament to travel to Dubai at the expense of the taxpayer for a similar investment. It is really interesting and amazing.
Members of the House, 275, go for an induction course at a facility that can accommodate all the members. And this facility must be a residential to cover the members who are 275. The Accra Circle Dubai
And that's what transpired in Parliament on Wednesday. And that'll be it for the news tidbits we have for you for the morning. We'll bring you a lot more news when we review the newspapers. We'll also review the online portals.
Stay with us.